Now, we've talked about the three-wheel motorcycle before, that is trikes, but not the old-fashioned horrible trikes which are really like peculiar cars with all sorts of bolt-on bits. Oh no, beautiful modern motorcycle trikes like this, where it's a normal beautiful bike up front and a strange thing bolted here at the back.
And that's exactly what's going on here. This started life in this case as a Suzuki Murada, normal motorcycle, big thumping V-twin custom machine, great bike. And really, that's what it is at the front end still, because from the front wheel back as far as the seat, it's still your standard Murada motorcycle, two-wheel motorcycle. No engineering changes, no physical changes to the front end. But really, from the seat backwards, well, things are quite different.
Different is one way of describing it. High-tech is how I'd describe it, because this is a beautiful piece of engineering and design. What they've done is they've got rid of the original swinging arm and they've gone and replaced it with a nice big subframe. On that then goes all the suspension system. We've got two shock absorbers laid down. In this case these are Beator shockers, but of course you can use any make you want. It's up to you. It depends on how much money you want to spend. This has also got donor axle units which are off a motor car, but again they engineer the one to suit you and your pocket. This means then that we've got a hub which is a drum brake on this particular one, supporting these wheels and tyres which are massive, 205 15-inch, belting and beautiful as well. Then we've got a torsion bar here. The whole thing together is driven in the same way as before, a chain drive, but if it's a shaft drive machine they will retain the shaft drive. That then ends up as all this fancy creation, but this bit is just the same as before, except obviously they've got to reroute the exhaust and they've gone and put this Highway Hawk accessory on here just for a bit of comfort.
But it's not just for comfort, that little pillion pad, it's actually to stop you falling off the back as well. And I have to say, if you've never ridden a trike, you really should try it. It's quite a different experience, totally different to a two-wheel machine. For one thing, it doesn't lean over going around the corners, which is a bit strange till you get used to it. It goes round corners very well, but totally different to a two-wheeler, of course. And it's quite a different experience depending on which seat you're sat in. If you're sat here and you're riding, you're in charge, it's not too bad. If you're on here, it's rather a strange sensation, especially if you've got someone like him sat in this seat. You see, the problem, not just with Wayne driving, but with three wheels in general, is that they're obviously much wider than two. A fact that you do have to keep reminding yourself of. You also have to resist the temptation to cut through the traffic as you might do on a normal motorcycle. And I personally couldn't get out of the habit of putting a foot down every time I stopped. With three wheels, there's just no need. But it's going around the corners where this thing really starts to get very interesting. The Murada, with its wide handlebars, turns in somewhat easier than other trikes, but you just can't help wanting to lean over as you go round. That's not too bad on the front where you've actually got something to hang on to, but sitting in the pillion seat didn't exactly give me a great deal of confidence. I felt as though the thing wanted to spit me off at every corner. This Murada certainly turned lots of heads, not least because of the rather fruity sounding exhausts. It's a very interesting machine to ride, and it can be very rewarding once you start to build up confidence and actually realise that it does handle quite well. Trikes are definitely an acquired taste, and to acquire this particular machine you'll need to part with just over £9,000. Not exactly a fortune for something that's totally different.
Well, that looked like fun, didn't it? It was fun. It made me smile, it made us both smile, and it made everybody else smile. It turns heads. Everybody's interested in this. In fact, I'm fed up of having to explain all about it to the locals here in Cardiff. Everybody crowds around it wherever you park it, and they just want to know all about it.
It's not the trike these people are swarming round, of course, it's me. They've come to see me. Wherever I go, hordes and hordes of people. Fame. But the fact is, it does bring a giggle to you. It makes you smile, it makes you happy, because it is good fun. But I think it's decided lacking in some oomph. We need some more power. And I happen to know that the bloke who's created this has also created a Hayabusa version. Yes, big 1300, loads of power. And that's what I think we should have. Can't we go and find this bloke who's made this 1300?
Well, the Hayabusa's a very powerful machine, you see. And,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I've told you, it's scooters and three wheels.
Oh, no way, mate. Go, I can reach the ground. I don't have to reach the ground. My feet don't have to go on the floor.
50cc, you see, just
go
concerns
on.
me a bit.
You're just frightened on the back of me, aren't you? That's what it is.